but that's how I'm talking right now. Okay, this is IllonNahra 2, number 2, issue 2. Oh, wow, that's odd. I was in the I was in the old broadcast and I didn't even realize it for a few seconds. Durr. Yeah, I'm using an old. Hmm, let's delete that. Delete comment. So, well, I've got one fresh person. Hello, new person. This is IllonNahra, which is stories taken from the 16 panels in which I aim to draw, 16 panels in 48 minutes. And I'm 2 for 2. This is the second, though only out of the second sheet have I come with any stories. I don't know that I'll go back to the first one to see if I can harvest some stories there. Though I could. Let's see. Nope, not that. Hmm. In any event, this is number. This is IllonNahra number 2, and I'm taking from the iFarmer. Wow, he's a body parts farmer. Well, I reckon that I'll be having another bumper crop of goodly eyes this summer. And it makes me proud to have finally taken the farming up, though it's a pity shame that Pa never lived to see it, because he always hoped I'd be a farmer like him. But even after all the years that I lived here, from baby to fully grown and ready to move out on my own, I could never get used to the noise of the ever beating hearts, because that's what Pa grew. So maybe his might have sunk that I hadn't been the second generation of farmers of the Hot, but as I recall, his father before him farmed the liver as did his and his before him. So who would he be to inch to me that I had chosen a crop of my own to farm when I finally chose to farm, as the generations before me had? Because the way that I see it, that's the most important thing that took up farming at all. Huh. That I took up farming at all. As for Ma, well, she got to see me be what she wanted for me, to be my own whatever, because she'd always said that I was oh so clever and could do anything. Though it made her extra happy that I chose to follow her and became another hero in Capital 3, just as she had done before she hung up her cape and fell in love with a body part farmer. Sadly, I never quite got the same hang of heroing that she herself had. So only heroed for a time as my power gene never quite worked right. As I lacked the power of flight or the power to shoot those energies she did. All I could do was bounce and emit some sonics as I bounced along. But they were weak, as was I, and I never joined a team, let alone led one like she had herself. Mm. I'm gonna change that to like she herself had. So it was for the best that I only heroed for 3 sad years and never caused the death of anyone I tried to help as best I could, though that was easy, as I wasn't the first or even second hero, but the lowly third, and the two who were, why, they were pretty good, as one was a porter with a solid right hook and a left that pulsed those pulsing blasts that sent villains flying, while the other wore the sacred armor that couldn't break down because it was made by his mind, and he was the strongest, and his was the strongest I ever knew. When I tried to nobly do what dear old Ma had done, and after I gave it up, much to the relief of many, I drifted through the many aisles, trying to find myself, never quite succeeding. Mm, yeah, I think I will allow that. And never quite succeeding. No. As I was an athlete in one, a salesman in two, a writer in four, and a teacher in six, losing the heart to go see the seventh, because what could I fail to be there? Then I finally came home and worked as a cleaner in a couple of the rises high, as I still dared not try to be a farmer, no, because I was afraid to fail in the second family business. At least the rises were close enough that I could see them both fairly often, yes, which is something I hadn't done for the past 15 years of wandering through 6 of the 7 islands that make up the many wonders of fair IllonNahra, the lovely little gem somewhere above the lost peoples of the past, well sunk beneath the high rising tide that ended the old world and made the new one possible. Praised to be fair Othidity, though I must admit what he already knew, that I am not the most religious that I could surely be myself, but I pray to him at least once a month and attend the service of services. So we're all good, as it's understood. Not that there, not that those who attend them ever look at me and say you belong, because you're one of the busy like us. The most are polite enough to not outright say to leave. The rumbling quiets much when I enter the church. So what does that tell you? Why, it tells you all you need to know. But it's once a trip around the sun, so if I can't handle that, what kind of once a hero was I? Well, surely not the greatest, not even good. It was just a thing I did when I was fresh out of school and looking to make my mark in the way that most excited me. 'Cause who wouldn't want to be a goodly hero like generations before? Yeah, that's all behind me now. Okay. Well, that's all behind me now. I'm content to be what I am now. What I. Sorry, just catching errors, but that's all behind me. I'm content. I'm content to be what I am now, body pie farmer like generations before. And so far, so good. Maybe I can actually succeed this time, and at least make him proud as he looks down at me from the bright above, basking in the love that Authority has for us all. Mm. Mm. Now, Thoin may have thought that he was beyond it all, the heroing of the past, but little did he know that heroing wasn't done with him. Wait, but what? Oh no, you didn't. You didn't just narrate because I know what that means, and that's not good at all. I'm not the hero like Ma before me and dear Nanagram, who was a goodly fifth in a long, good line of lady heroes who done the history proud until the line stopped with yours, yes, truly, as I wasn't meant to be one of the greats. So don't you continue to narrate, no, because I want no part of you again. Just be moseying on, so that you're more trouble. Then you're surely worth. You know it all voice that I'd punch in the face if I had the chance, 'cause you're no follower or authority. You're a traveler just lost along the way, who was taken pity on and given the task of hero's narration, which is all which is all you're good for. So of course you narrated me. How fortunate for you I didn't hero for long and wreck your career like I would have. But that is what I'd kept on doing. Poor Thoin. Never one to be happy with what he'd done, even after all the lives that he had saved. And the heroes he'd inspired, even if he inspired them to be better than him, he'd still done good. And adventure still calls out to those who have tasted it long after they thought that they were forever done with it. Hmm, we could rhyme better. So gird your loins, dear Thoin, for you will be needed. This once but more, as much as you don't want. For it to be the case, you're soon to face danger again. You're soon to face danger again. Why, narrator, and why? I'm perfectly content as a simple body pot farmer, and haven't seen adventure in these here parts in many a happy year, which is just how it should be. Ours is not the reason why, as Authority himself lets these things be. No, lets these things but happen, yes. So lest you wish to question the infinite himself, then you best just sigh and gird your loins for the adventure to come. And that's all I've written so far of the buddy, the buddy part farmer. Um, I wrote some more in the third quarter, but it was just me. Well, it was mostly whinging about the new phone that I got that is being a pain in the butt. Because yeah, it's just being a pain in the butt for for multiple reasons, and uh, it's with a new carrier, and they're well, it's Fido, which is a lower budget carrier, I guess you'd say, in Canada. And yeah, it's proving to be a bad dog. So it's getting the newspaper for me. So, hmm, it's 3:17 in the morning in Montreal, New York, Toronto, Boston, other parts of the East, Philadelphia, same time zone, I think. Pretty sure. Um, what are you doing? Okay, I'm at 52, with 46 of that I think was from because I'd made this. I'd scheduled this back couldn't before I couldn't before I couldn't stream, but I'm somehow able to stream now again. So I guess I'm just trying out some of the old schedules because why not? Why not indeed? And now you get some story inspired by a drawing. Oops. And now you get some drawing. Can you see it? There we go. I guess you'll see it in about 7 minutes or something. Oh, didn't take 7 minutes. Yeah, I have a couple books I can study from, but I haven't touched them in a while. Thankfully, they were price friendly. Oops. Well, I guess let's add some color here. Bluegrass. Yes. Ah, green eyes. Let's see. No, not a entirely quiet stream because I read from the soon-to-be smash hit success. Yeah, IllonNahra, which is inspired or taken or yeah, inspired by illustrated narrative. So Elo instead of Ilu, Illus, Ilu, and Nara instead of narrative. You know? 'Cause originally I was thinking 16, something inspired from 16, but nah, came up with IllonNahra or IllonNahra is one of the is the which was one of the choices from a bunch of names that I came up with. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I guess I should have checked that better, eh? I don't know. So if I started with 46, which I think I did because I'm using an old scheduled. 8 of you have come by fresh. I'm okay with that. I mean, it is early in the morning, but no one else is here, so well, no, well, no one else. No, I can't say no one else is haps casting right now. Uh, let's see. Hugo is live. Hugo Valentini. Giovanna Sekaran or Jeeves. It's live on Eleanor Marie's cast, and oh, more grandma is there too. So there aren't. So there are a few of us. Oops. So that's a drawing. Yeah, it's simple. If I was to say I have a style, it's cartoony, but well, it is what it is. Um, and if you want to say that it's like it was drawn by a child, um, well, one answer is that's a pretty good child to be putting some thought into things, and I have only been drawing every day since 2017, so at the very end of 2017, in fact. So I'm still new in my journey. I may have gotten as good as I'll ever be, which you're free to judge it. All I ask is you be constructive about it. I mean, if you want to say it sucks, why does it suck? Don't just, because anyone can say, oh, that's shit. In fact, a lot of people like to say, oh, that's shit, or that's even shittier. But you can string some thoughts together and say why you think it is. Because just blindly saying that's shit without any reasoning behind it is weak sauce. Like you don't have this intelligence to say something more. That is what I would say to that. Not that anyone listening or viewing is of that mindset. I say with fingers crossed. Hmm. Well, I'm not tired, so I won't be falling asleep during this Hapscast like I've done before. It is what it is. But I think this will be a shorter one. No one's coming by. Oh, yes. I did have a thought. So I will see. Hmm. Hmm. Well, this is an awfully short word. Okay, that's. Oops. Um, so 6 letters. Not that this game of mine, well, tweaking of Hangman, got any traction because it's too tough. Um, like a banana, like a woody banana. I may shout out one person for this one. So, 6 letters. Like a wooden, like a woody banana. 6 letters. If you guess it, in 3 guesses, I'll see to it that you get 500 Haps coins. I mean, that's only, yeah, 50 cents, but I mean, you're not going to guess anyway, so if history's any indication. Because it's too hard. Um, so 6 letters, like a woody banana, 500 coins. 500 Haps coins. Oh, he said 500 coins. That could be 500 pennies. That's still No, Haps coins. So, an award. And you have. Yeah, you have the rest of the 8th. Until the end of the 8th of August, 2021. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And then poof, it goes away. And on that note, I've been, yeah. And on that note, because for a moment it went from good to poor. And on that note, oh no, I'm stuck in a loop. And on that note, I've been Charles Petrie. You have been you. We're both awesome. I'm just a little awesome to the left. Peace upon your faces. Think of it like rain. And I'll be back. Probably later today. Like if I do a 16 for the week, like maybe at 2 o'clock.